happened right here. This is the infamous spot right here where the altercation began. And like I said, man, I just thank y'all for coming to take a walk and walk the path that he took is going to be your mind. So, in the name of Eric Reason, Chedda Man, before we take a walk, can we just say his name, Eric Reason? Say his name.
Eric Reason.
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 All right, y'all, let's take this walk. One, two, three. Eric Reason! That's for you, little cousin. Love you.
You kicked this one off. What is the stingray?
Okay. So the Vallejo Police Department adopted new technology in order to track and identify people via their cell phones. Track people via their cell phones, okay? And the site simulators mimic cell towers and collects pings from cell phones in order to pinpoint and track the location of users. So the city bought this technology earlier this year for $766,000.
Damn.
So we spent some money on some tracking things so that we could track people on their phones and ping them and know where their whereabouts are.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they just lazy as hell. Another device to where they won't get to do their job properly. Alright, the Stingray is essentially a device that pretends to be a cell tower. It is said that these devices can be used to track your location, intercept calls, block or copy your phone data such as images, past text files, and shit like that. It'll connect to your social media sites and shit like that. That's fucked up.
Dang.
Or just it'll just block your cell phone access altogether. And you may have digitally connected to the Stingray device without ever knowing. And that's damn near because they had this Stingray shit in March, damn near, I believe. I think everybody got approved to get this Stingray thing in March, and in October, I believe, or something, the courts told them to put it up. So from March to October, just imagine all the shit that they got, all the illegal shit that they got on this.
That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of. That's a.
Cause what else are they worried
privacy.
about?
That's a lot.
They definitely got fam on there. They listening to us.
Man.
They got us. Ping.
Initially, a ruling was issued by a judge that the city violated the law by approving the purchase of the Stingray without instituting a privacy policy governing its use. So they had a ruling to be like, y'all can't use this because it breaches privacy rules.
And they said, fuck it.
But I have a sneaking suspicion that they just didn't do it. Okay, they did it anyway. But just a sneaking suspicion.
They known for that.
The case was brought by Oakland Privacy, the EFF Pioneer Award-winning organization, and Electronic Frontiers Alliance members back in May of 2020.
So they something like Open Vallejo, but Oakland.
Yeah.
Open Oakland.
Also drawing criticism from such groups as ACLU, which is concerned about its use or abuse regarding Fourth Amendment rights. Bruh. At the time, police officers in Vallejo were not allowed to use the site simulator. They were not allowed to use it. But they had it, and they bought it, and they was using it when they weren't supposed to.
Classic Vallejo PD shit. During the city council meeting, October 27, 2020, members of the council were able to address the police chief Shawnee Williams along with input from the public in regards to concern with the controversial tool. So, yeah.
And we all know how great Shawnee Williams is at public speaking.
But I wonder what the city council, apparently they all said yes to it, but they had concerns, but they all said yes. So either way, I would have said no. They all said yes. Damn. We already don't fuck with the Vallejo Police Department because they badge bending and, you know, their ties to the swastika and shit like that. You know, they have barbecues, and celebrating killing our people, and we ain't with that. We ain't having that. We've been on some fire. The fatal 14, fatal 13, fire all of them. The fatal Vallejo Police Department in there, supposed to been on that. So yeah, we
They could, I don't know, if you look around your neighborhood, if you seen any like new towers, some new like cell towers, it might not be a cell tower, it might be something else, it might be the Stingray thing. So check your surroundings. That goes for everybody everywhere in Vallejo. Check your surroundings because they have been using it. It was found during the city council meeting up to the date that VPD has used this device in 20 to 25 cases, which 19 resulted in arrest, and including the arrest of 2 men involved in the shooting and death of a 22-year-old man on August 7th. So they have been using this.
Of course. He also stated that the device they own is unable to collect personal data or intercept calls, that it could only locate cell phones, IMI numbers for GPS purposes and tracking purposes. I think.
Okay, so what I'm kind of confused about is that this is obviously this device is not going to solve crimes, but it's supposed to help with preventative crime. So why is Chief Williams saying that this is going to only be used for violent offenses such as murder, rape, and kidnapping? How are you going to use this for the preventative measures when a murder already happened? Like, how are you expecting to be like, oh, here is a murder, let me track this person's phone? Like, I don't really understand how that's supposed to help with these types of crimes. And nor do I believe that they're going to be used for only these types of crimes. He says only used for these types of crimes. One, how does this help with those kind of crimes? And two, I don't believe that this is only going to be used for these types of crimes. These could be used for different types of crimes so that the crime doesn't happen. But still, there's like a fine line with the whole privacy thing, because like this is not only on select people's phones, this is everybody's phones. So I don't know how I feel about any of this. I mean, he also said that the device will not be used in or around protests, and that data collected by the Stingray will not be shared with immigration agents such as ICE.
Cap.
I don't know if I believe that. Because I don't know how many people are coming out openly saying that they've been raped, because usually that don't happen for a while. I don't really know anybody who's ever been like raped and then immediately after was like, I was raped. And even if they did, how is this device going to help that situation?
Good point.
I just don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Fuck, gonna stop her. The rape, it already happened. I'm pretty sure the person who's about to do the rape didn't call somebody and just about to rape this girl down the street on Sonoma.
You could prevent, there is a possibility of preventing the person from raping again, but when it's a murder, that person can't come back and be like, I was murdered.
Because people talk too damn much on their phones.
Yeah.
People talk entirely too much on their phones, and they talk too freely. And when things happen, even after the fact, people tell stories. Even like the people who aren't involved in the initial crime,
Yeah.
who know about it, they talk about it on these phones, and that's where it gets fucked up at for a lot of things.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
But then that just means that like they are on like 24-hour like recorded surveillance of like everybody's devices.
I think they know who to. I think they know who to get to.
And if I know they, Chief Shawnee always puts a lot of emphasis on trying to do preventative crime efforts, which I get, and I feel like this device could help with that, but not with what he's saying that it's going to be used for. And it needs to be used properly, which I don't think VPD is going to do.
Hell no, not this department. There's no chance in hell. We've been through too much with them. All right, because there was a lawsuit in place already, and the judge was anticipating the city's movement on this issue, it was decided to adopt the privacy policy as written and come back to review any new information or changes. So they felt like shit. We already used it. We might as well continue to use this. We already fucked up and used it when we weren't supposed to. We're gonna cover up all this extra shit that we did, make it legal.
Covering up to cover up so that we keep going. Cover up to cover up to cover up to cover up.